speech technologies. Today I am going to discuss one of the applications of speech technologies, that is native language identification. Native language identification is a task of automatically identifying the native language, that is L1, of a person based on the speech production in a second language, that is L2. NLI systems may be used in applications related to detection of soft biometric traits. That means whether a group of persons, the traits of a group of persons, like a tall person, group of tall persons, or color of the hair or color of the eyes, things like that. So having known about soft biometrics, other application of NLI is enhancing the personalization of customer services, examples being Smart Assistant. Now, different languages have different dominant articulatory traits. In AAD applications, features distinguishing phonemes of a particular language are important. Understanding the similar variation in foreign accent is the crucial factor for inferring L1, that is native language, and the development of NLI system. Now, what is accented pronunciation? Speech is adopted in countless ways. All of you might have experienced different types of speech, right? And these different ways, they reflect the specific social context and the relative standing, whether a person is from a high society or he is from an underworld, things like that, and age group of the people. Now, the specific patterns of pronunciation are related to speakers' regional origin or social background. They contribute to distinctiveness of their voices. Speaker characteristics can also be described in terms of groups of individuals which share a given feature. Accent may be defined in both geographical and social terms. Now, how to get native language identified? Native language identification from accented speech. The mother tongue L1 of a non-native speaker has to be recognized given a spoken segment in L2, that is any second language. So I repeat, from any second language segment, identifying the mother tongue is the task of NLI. Practical approaches followed in NLI mostly employ machine learning techniques and implicit modeling of the accent variations. Language dependent patterns of feature vectors automatically derived from speech signal are used to build a model to classify the distribution of acoustic features. Language specific differences in phonological development might be related to differences in phoneme or phoneme sequence or frequency of these things across different languages. Such variations also represented by intonation patterns of individual. Intonation means variation of the pitch, rate of variation of pitch is the intonation pattern. Now coming to the potential applications of NLI. Real-time applications apart from scientific facts in sociolinguistics include biometric anti-spoofing research issue, which could also improve automatic speech recognition in aircraft cockpits or communication scenarios involving multinational speakers. They need inference on human factors like foreign accents or geographical background. In the context of immigration screening, it may be helpful to verify semi-automatically whether an applicant's accent corresponds to accent spoken in a particular region. As an example, there is a project going on, namely LADO, language LADO means determination of origin, right? And coming to status of current research, early studies on NLI mostly used English as L2. That is, majority of the research was limited to English as second language. And in this research, lexical choices are indicators of native language. Many studies used standard corpus such as TOEFL 11 dataset. Work on non-English second language data sets, that means second languages other than English. They include Italian, Chinese, Finnish, Spanish, Arabic and German. Previous research includes determination of native language using non-native English, German, that means non-native German, and non-native Finnish corpus. Some of the interesting research studies related to NLI involving non-native English speech are shown in the following table. You can see 4 different research works. The first one is prosodic performance of L2 English by Mandarin ESL learners. Mandarin is Chinese, ESL means English as second language. Prosodic performance means, see, it is the naturalness of speech. Prosody has got 3 different components and that is altogether a different subject. Now, the scope of this prosodic performance study is automatic prosodic evaluation and CAPT development. CAPT means computer aided pronunciation training. And second project is accent recognition by drawing English utterances of speakers of 5 different languages with American English, right? So this is recognizing the native language is the objective. Spontaneous English speech is used as the corpus. Third one is comparison of English lexical stress contrast between native speakers of English and Bengali. This is for understanding the variation present in the dialects of English spoken in the world. Last one is role of accent and voice quality in talker recognition. So, studying the role of the voice quality in native accents is the main issue here. And automatic classification of foreign accent. Voice-based applications need specific representation of speech information for their operation. That means different applications need different set of features. The language dependent phonetic characteristics can be extracted from spectral based features. So majority of the studies use spectral based features. Most of the accent identification systems employ spectral features. They represent acoustic distributions. Present NLI systems developed for identification of accents were mainly based on simple GMM framework or GMM UBM, that is Universal Background Model Framework, the most important being I-vector paradigm. Here, a hierarchy of speech processing activities are shown, and native accent identification is a subtask of accent or dialect identification. And different modalities of speech, mainly free text and fixed text. Free text means text independent, fixed text means text dependent modality. So the various points and examples are given in this slide. For example, text dependent speech is predetermined speech. So recognition system knows text spoken by the person. We know very well passwords and all, and they are used for applications with strong control over user input. And knowledge of spoken text can improve system performance. So another one is text independent system. This is more latest. Here system does not know the text spoken by the person. Examples: user selected phrases, conversational speech. And third point is, it is TI, text independent speech, is used for applications with less control over user input. The last one is, it is more flexible and more difficult problem. So it is more challenging. Text independent corpus is more challenging. Speech recognition can provide knowledge of spoken text. So for knowing what is the exact text spoken, you have to use a speech recognition system. Then speaker individuality and identity. How different speakers are different. A combination of characteristics makes individual speaker unique. It is possible that each one of these characteristics is also used by other speakers. When the context is constrained, that means predefined setting, speaker characteristics can be used reliably to identify individuals. One way of defining a speaker is in terms of the groups in which the speaker is a member of. So whether he is a person belonging to northern part of a city or southern part of a city is also possible. And people can be both geographically and socially mobile. Development of representation, so that speakers and accents can be characterized by similar set of model parameters, can improve voice access systems. That means uniformity is very much required. Then manifestation of foreign accent. Non-native speakers of a language are identified by the patterns of pronunciation features characterizing the individual speech as belonging to a particular language group. It is very clear there is a lot of difference between English spoken by Chinese or English spoken by Africans. These speakers are said to possess foreign accent. So the characteristic speaking style developed by the speaker depends heavily on his language environment, that is native language. Speakers with foreign accents import some of the acoustic and phonetic features from their native languages. Speech production process of a new language. Foreign accent recognition. Foreign accent, which refers to deviations of L2 influenced by L1 on all linguistic levels, that is phonology, morphology, syntax, prosody. Native listeners of a language can recognize a foreign accent even on the basis of very short samples of speech by paying special attention to particular phonetic patterns. A person with minimum knowledge about the language can correctly identify language, but same task is not obvious in foreign accent recognition. Research on AID, that is accent identification, indicates that identification of country is nearly 96%, but identifying regional identity is a challenging task. These are the various features for foreign accent classification: high level and low level features, which lower level features more dependent on physiological characteristics, higher level features are dependent on learned behavior. Then MTA, mother tongue influence. Human articulatory system will be aligned in accordance with the features of their mother tongue. Non-native speakers preserve this speaking style while learning L2. A particular implementation of an utterance with linguistic system within a particular linguistic system tells us about the speaker. The articulatory behavior is audible in all languages. That means the inherited traits are revealed in all languages that the speaker learns after critical period. This critical period is the period from puberty to adolescence, and it contributes to foreign accent. One way of defining a speaker is in terms of the groups that the speaker is a member of. Grouping speakers may be on the basis of language, dialect and accent. Features and classifiers employed in native language identification. Features used for the tasks of accent characterization of speech signal generally include spectral features, as I mentioned before, and a range of prosodic features. Prosody also I have briefly talked about. These are based on durational features. Prosodic features belong to durational features, stress and intonation. The type of foreign accent can be inferred from the information available in the articulatory sequences present in a particular non-native speech utterance. Earlier investigations on non-native speech in text-independent mode tied to underlying native language structure are based on global acoustic distribution of phonemes, which requires no language knowledge. That means, so a text independent setting is also suitable. Different intonations corresponding to unique manner in which articulators are manipulated also help in identifying the features. Then categorization of features. So these are the different features as I mentioned earlier, high level and low level features. Extraction of accent related features. Three different main features are MFCC, PLP and LPCC. MFCC is MELF frequency capsular coefficients. PLP means perceptual linear prediction coefficients. LPCC means linear predictive capsular coefficients. So these are the three different features, and one typical example of MFCC extraction procedure is shown in the figure. So this figure tells us about pre-processing and then segmentation and then feature normalization, things like that. Finally, coming to modeling approach, languages and dialects have characteristic voice qualities. Also, personal voice quality enables a listener to recognize a particular individual. So that means a person can be identified based on his personal voice quality or the voice quality of a particular language. Ability to recognize a given speaker solely by quality and inflection of his voice is the basis. Using acoustic data and machine learning techniques to model regional accent and treating the foreign accent recognition as spoken language recognition task is the main topic here. Based on two widely used and related tasks, that is LID and ASV, language identification and automatic speaker verification, GMMs are used for modeling spectral characteristics in different social contexts. These are the application areas: health, transport, judiciary, intelligence, that is forensic, then identity verification, that is authentication, customer service, that means enhancing the personalization of services, which includes a smart assistant, and data management, that is audio mining based on language based accent. Finally, smart assistants for speech recognition, which enables in smart assistant speech recognition enables mitigation of variation in accent. Finally, the code switching. Code switching is a very recent area which involves changing accent, language or dialect in part of a sentence or across the sentences. This is called code switching. NLI has got applications in all these areas. Thank you very much.